Good morning to you. We will continue with the Constitution. As you know, to brief, we have three sets of classes. One is Constitution, in which we have completed what is the characteristics of federal constitution, kinds of constitution, and salient points of Indian Constitution. Then we have seen preamble, then union and its territories, citizenship, fundamental rights, directive principles, etc. Another set is parliamentary procedure, in which we have seen what is the parliamentary form of government, then what is the money bill, appropriation bill, and various types of grants, etc. The economy we have seen up to Basel norms, etc. So now we continue with, so there are three sets of clauses. Now we will continue with the Constitution. Today we are taking fundamental duties. Fundamental duties. We have already seen directive principles, part 4, and fundamental duties, part 4A. Article 51A. Remember, from the examination point of view, remember, part 4A, article 51A. It was added through 42nd Amendment Act 1976, mini constitution, number 3. This was recommended by Dr. Swaran Singh Committee. Remember, Dr. Swaran Singh Committee. Normally, only communist countries have fundamental duties. However, Japan has no doubt has fundamental duty, but remember, in Japan, right to work is a fundamental right, and simultaneously they have fundamental duties. In India, right to work is not a fundamental right, only for 100 days, partial. However, we have fundamental duties. Total duties are 10 originally. 11th duty has been added through 86th Amendment Act 2002. Remember, everything is important. 11th duty added through 86th Amendment Act 2002. So, part 4A, article 51A, 42nd Amendment Act, 10 duties, 1 duty added, total now what is called 11 duties recommended by Swaran Singh Committee. 11th duty was added through 86th Amendment Act 2002. This is the point you should remember. Now, what are the duties? Duties are basically, you can well imagine. Number 1, what they know, to abide by the Constitution and respect the ideals and institutions, national flag, national anthem. This is the primary duty. Secondly, to cherish and follow the ideals of freedom struggle. Number 2, to protect sovereignty, integrity, and unity of the country. Number 3, to defend the country and render national service. Number 4, to promote harmony and spirit of common brotherhood and to renounce practices derogatory to the dignity of woman. Number 5, to preserve rich heritage of our composite culture. Number 6, to improve natural environment, wildlife, and compassion for living creatures. Number 7, to develop scientific temper, humanism, spirit of inquiry, and reform. Number 8, to safeguard public property and abjure violence. Number 9, to strive for excellence in all spheres of life, both individual and collective. Number 10. Remember, 10 duties it was added. Now 11th duty added through 86th Amendment Act 2002. It cast upon a duty on every parent or guardian to provide education to their children in the age group of 6 to 14 years. So, these are all the 11 duties. These fundamental duties are not justiciable. Remember, it is not justiciable. That is, citizens cannot be forced to observe these. However, a few of the duties, some duties which I have mentioned, are included in the laws which are enforceable. What are those? For example only, Prevention of Insult to National Honor Act 1971. Remember, the duties, you cannot force the citizens to follow the duty. Why? It is not justiciable. But at the same time, there are some acts which have included the duties in the act which have been made punishable. Remember, for instance, I have already told you the Prevention of Insult to National Honor Act. If you insult the national flag, you can be punished. So, this is point you should remember. If a citizen violates fundamental duty, his fundamental right need not be restored. One of the decisions of the Supreme Court. If fundamental duty has been violated by a citizen, then he has no right for a fundamental right. This is one decision given. In one case, remember, Supreme Court observed that fundamental duties are aid to interpret the Constitution. Even though these duties are not enforceable through court of law, these duties provide a guide to the administrators. Number 2. In a recent case, remember, very interesting case, compulsory retirement for overstay of leave was upheld by the Supreme Court on the ground. Since he had violated his duty, he has no fundamental right. Remember, very interesting case, a railway official, I remember, I am not sure, a railway official has overstayed his leave. He did not come back to leave. After leave, he did not join. He overstayed and he was dismissed from service. Of course, after giving due opportunity, etc., he filed a petition because there are a number of people, thousands of people who overstay and you have not taken any action against them. And why are you taking action against me? So he made an appeal. The appeal rejected. He went to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court said, since he had violated his duty, he has no right to claim for fundamental right. Very interesting case, but it is the Supreme Court decision. Secondly, another point you should remember is Justice Verma Katti, very famous Justice J.S. Verma, very popular, very good person. Justice Verma Committee, set up in 1999, recommended incorporating fundamental duties in higher and professional education. He said, and Supreme Court said that his recommendation should be implemented. Secondly, National Commission for Review of Working of Constitution suggested certain additions to the fundamental duty. In addition to these 11 duties, the National Commission has recommended certain additional duties. Number 1, duty to vote. Number 2, duty to pay the taxes. Number 3, responsible parenthood. There are so many children who are irresponsible and they damage the national property. So, responsible parenthood and to foster a spirit of family values. And the industrial organization, most important, the industrial organization has a duty to provide education to the children of their employees. Very important. This is the National Commission which was established to review the Constitution, that has been, organization, that commission has recommended this. Now, the fundamental duties are not without criticism. There are a lot of criticism against. Remember, when I say criticism, have an open mind. We are not equal to Ambedkar, or not even, we cannot compare ourselves with any person or any constitutional expert. We are seeing this as a student. When we know positive, we should know the negative aspect also. We should know the demerits also. As a student, we learn. It is a grey area. We should understand, because you are all potential administrators. When the occasion comes, you can use this. So, what are the negative aspects? Number 1, the preamble. If you see the preamble, what does the preamble say? Preamble says, we the people of India, having solemnly resolved to establish, etc., etc., and give it to ourselves this constitution on 26th November 1949, etc. So, who is giving this constitution? We are giving. And when we are giving this constitution, how do you impose duty on ourselves? Do you mean to say that we are all irresponsible people? How can you say that? And secondly, this is one argument. Another argument. Even without these fundamental duties, all the people, 130 crore, all are not criminal. The majority of the population, 99.999% population follow these duties without any coercion. So, this is number. When the constitution itself is given this by the people of the country, how can you expect the citizens are responsible? Number one. Secondly, the general feeling is these duties should not have been articulated as a part of fundamental document. This should not have been included in the constitution. Secondly, the list of duties is not exhaustive. As you know, the Reform Commission, Constitutional Reform Commission itself has a duty to vote, duty to pay tax. So that means what does it imply? That the list of duties are not exhaustive. Secondly, Supreme Court has ordered that all education institutions should provide a lesson on environment up to 10th standard. This is as a result of, in consequence of the fundamental duty. Secondly, the textbook should contain the fundamental duties on the front page. So, you might have seen all NCERT books carry the fundamental duties on the first page of this book. So, this is the fundamental duty. We have completed now. Remember, first we have seen what is constitution, what are the various kinds of constitution, and what are the salient features of federal constitution, what are the salient points of Indian constitution. Then we have seen what is preamble. Then we have seen what is union and its territories. And we have seen what is citizenship. Then we have seen the salient features of fundamental rights. Then we have seen all the 7 fundamental rights, including Article 31, which has been deleted through 44th Amendment Act. And we have seen directive principles, that is 36 to 51. Today we have seen 51A, that is what is known as fundamental duties. Now we will start what is known as President, that is part 5, Union Executive. The Union Executive consists of President, Vice President, Council of Ministers and Attorney General. This we will start in the next class. Thank you very much.